Greetings from a bush camp somewhere on the Stuart Highway, about half an hour outside of Port Augusta. And as you can see, we've got our first fire going, so we're pretty excited.
Yes, so just wanted to say thanks to Posy Adventures and everyone else that commented on our previous videos. We listened, and hopefully you can listen a little bit better now that we've got some proper microphones going on. We just wanted to sort of catch you up on where we've been so far and what's next on our great adventure.
Enjoy! Alright, so starting from the Barossa, we made our way to the Gold Coast via Bendigo, where we stayed in a big 4 pooch pad, a purpose-built cabin complete with dog doors, outdoors area for Kobe, bed and shower and kitchenette for the humans.
And in the Goldie, further 14 hours away, we got to stay with Mel's parents for a couple of weeks whilst we waited for the van to roll off the factory floor. So that was a nice sunny retreat. So when the van was ready, we cruised down to Shepparton to pick up our new home from Solar City Marine and Caravans. The day flew by, learning as much as we could with the hours that we had with the team. So we ended up just camping up the road at Green Lakes Campground.
That turned out to be a beautiful spot, and to be honest, it really set our expectations for the rest of the journey.
It sure did. So next day we blasted across back to the Barossa. We spent a couple of days there to load up the rest of our gear, say our goodbyes to neighbours and friends, and make the journey into unknown territory. So with that, we made it to our first campsite, the Gap in York Peninsula. After that, we trekked as far south as we could to Daly Head, where we crashed for 4 days before hitting the road across the Eyre Peninsula, all the way up through Port Augusta, and then across to the Darks Peak Hotel,
where we had our first pub meal in a long time.
Oh yes, it was so good.
We posted our first video from our very first long bush camp on the west coast of the Eyre Peninsula at Horrocks Lookout, where we braced through wind and solitude to avoid all of those crazy Easter crowds.
After that, a rather overrated, aside from our lovely neighbours Ken and Robin, visit to Coffin Bay via a stay at Farm Beach Campground brought us across to Port Lincoln, where we got the cruiser serviced and serviced our retail therapy needs.
Well, James did anyway at the local camping shop in Bunnings.
From there, we hopped up to Moonlight Bay for 8 days of peaceful retreat from the busy campgrounds.
Most recently, we've been shacked up at Whyala's Foreshore Caravan Park,
where Kobe and I were left to fend for ourselves for the weekend, whilst Mel had to fly down to Melbourne for a family emergency. Little did we know, some friends we made back at the start of our trip in Daly Head were parked a few sites up, so Kobe and I needn't have resorted to killing our boredom with the day trip to the Barossa. So as you might have gathered from our general direction on a map, we're heading north towards the Northern Territory.
Why are we heading to the Northern Territory, you may want to know?
Well, we made the perhaps foolish decision to once again let the mystical cosmos decide what we were going to do and where we were going to be next.
So our routine effort of letting Kobe decide where we end up didn't really meet my desire of cooler climates. So then we thought, well, let's see what James picks, and that will be the final decider. And unfortunately, they both picked Northern Territory, so we can't mess with fate.
Yep, so we're heading north towards hotter, drier, still dusty, still sandy part of the country, and see how we go.
I don't think our dog's going to have white paws anymore.
Yes, that's definitely going to be impacted. So we'll leave you with footage of Kobe and I making the decision to head north. And thanks again for watching, and keep an eye out on our socials, namely Instagram, for more frequent updates as we head north and further inland. Cheers.
Cheers.
Alrighty, so we've come to a bit of an impasse after spending a month in South Australia, most of which the Eyre Peninsula. So we've opted for our tried and tested method of decision making, which is 3 options, 3 dog treats, and dog. So I'll fold these up. So we've got Victoria or New South Wales, where we head to the snow. We've got WA, where there will not be snow. We've got the Northern Territory, where again probably more dirt than snow. So we'll see how we go. Stay. Stay. Hey. Hey. Kobe. Come on. Sit. 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 Good boy. Stay. Good boy. Stay. Stay. All right. Choose. And behind door number 1,
Dun 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 dun!
the NT.
Woo!
Alrighty.
I've got the judge ready to go. Hey James, bonus round!
Do I have to send it before I check?
Just check. No!